Flagstaff. Happy Mothering Day. How we doing? Right. Yeah, come on. Applause is absolutely appropriate. Doesn't the Sound of Music team sound really cool? This is one of the easiest talks I'm ever going to give in my life. Can you affirm that with me? Come on. Yes, this is the easiest talk she's ever going to give in her life. Alrighty, here we go. Alright, so I'm going to start out with some history because that's a really safe place to start. Did you know, and I appreciate Helen bringing this to my attention, did you know that the origins of Mother's Day, as celebrated in the United States, actually date all the way back to the 19th century? Does anybody know what that was all about when Anne Reeves Jarvis of West Virginia wanted to start Mother's Day? All right, that's okay. There will be a quiz later. That and on the first song, remember? It was to teach local women how to properly care for their families and their children. And then these clubs later became a unifying force, interestingly enough, in the region of the country that was still divided over the Civil War. Mothers came together and they said, enough. If you love your mama, you're going to stop all this silliness. I don't know if they said it that way, but I suspect in Virginia they might have.
Probably did.
So they gathered together and Mother's Day became a national holiday. There was a Mother's Day proclamation that was in 1870 that was called to action to ask people to promote world peace. Let's give it up for moms. Let's give it up for the mothering love that it takes to know that this planet deserves world peace. Really. You know, there's a lot of famous moms through history, of course. And I bet some of you have put your mother at the top of that list. And I celebrate that with you. That is a really amazing thing. They may not have gotten written up in history, though, so I didn't find them on Google. Sojourner Truth, a landmark case in which it was the first time in the history of that a black woman sued a white man in court and won. Actually, it was the first time that a black woman had ever sued a white man anywhere, and she won. She went on to become a Christian preacher in New York, toured the Northeast. She spoke about the Bible and women's suffrage. She made a huge impact, and the thing that she was suing over was this, that her son had been sold illegally to a master. Not that it was just wrong for him to have been sold in the first place. but she got the ball rolling. Marie Curie, known for being the first woman to win the Nobel Prize. She also raised 2 daughters, did you know that? And one of those was a co-winner to the Nobel Peace Prize. Ooh, pretty cool. That's something to hand down in a family. Irina Sindler, a Polish woman who worked for the Warsaw Social Welfare and smuggled over 2,500 Jewish children out of the Warsaw ghettos during the Holocaust. Good work. Never had any children of her own. Do you think she knew what motherly love was? Mm-hmm. And let's not forget Mother Earth. We're standing on her. We're sitting here blessed by her. The greatest example of motherly love. Mother Earth. It's not just about plastic bags and straws. It's not just about air pollution and mining. It's about the motherly love that this planet demonstrates for us every time we take a breath that is provided by the vegetation that puts off what we need. I think she got it figured out. Motherly love like that is pretty hard to match. But surprisingly enough, under famous mothers, I didn't find her on Google. We're going to change that. So what do you think and what do you feel when you hear the word mom? And you don't have to say it out loud. But we have a feeling. Something happens for us. Whatever it is, we have a response to that. Some of us, it is flowers and candy and pictures on the refrigerator. Some of us, it's not. And that's okay. Both are absolute experiences of mom. And there's not one of us that got here without one. There's not one of us that got here without one. So that in itself is a celebration. Yes? Yes. That is a celebration. I know the science of being a mother. We all know that. We're old enough in this room to understand that. And we also know that science is proving that the love, the motherly love, from any gender, from any body, from any age of a person, changes an infant. It changes their brain. It changes their metabolism. It changes their mind and how it takes in information. Motherly love changes us. Now, Mother's Day was set up because we wanted to celebrate, first of all, we wanted to support young mothers. Then it was set up because we wanted to say, stop this silliness around the Civil War. And then we wanted to say, let's sell greeting cards. Hallmark happened. Yep. And it wasn't just Hallmark, but they are the one that comes to mind. Hallmark happened. Now that's not so awful. I'm sure they employ a lot of folks, and I'm sure that they are green right down to the bone. There's not one tree that they destroy without thinking about it as they celebrate Mother's Day and Mother Earth. But Hallmark happened. And it changed, at least for me, and several people I know in this room, because we've had this conversation this week, because I only started struggling with this talk about 53 years ago. It changed the way that we put Mother's Day upon ourselves. It changed the way that we thought we were supposed to show up. And we know that mothering changes the makeup of us as people. But it is not as defined necessarily on the greeting card either. It is not defined necessarily at the florist shop. And I love that we do those things, mostly. I appreciate that people take the time to do that. I think those are great practices for folks, that it is an authentic response to Mother's Day. I struggled for many years standing in the card aisle. And I remember celebrating the day that I found my first blank card. Because now I could authentically express from a loving place what I felt toward my mother. And it was perfect. And it was good. And it was healing. The very fact that there was the intention of mothering love in my heart made me feel better. The very intention that my mother had every intention of being the absolute best mom that she could be became enough. About 5 minutes ago. It's enough, folks. Whatever you come to this day with, whatever level of celebration you're in, it's enough. Just allow it to wash over you and know that the universe has displayed for us the perfect motherly love. We are given everything we need in abundance. We have everything that keeps us safe. We have everything that we need to express the greatest expression of God through us. Because we are held in a universal hammock of motherly love. So everybody that is in that hammock with us, everybody that's hanging out there with us, knows motherly love at some level. And they express it to the best of their ability. And I celebrate them right now, in this moment, today. I celebrate them. And I celebrate every one of us, because it doesn't matter the gender. It doesn't matter if you have physically given birth. It doesn't matter. You know what motherly love is. You feel it when you allow yourself to connect, when you let yourself be one with all that is. You remember, you know that feeling of being mothered. And there are moments in my life that amazing people have shown up, and they sure as a heck weren't old enough to be my mom. But they loved me, and they mothered me, and they made a difference on how I show up on this planet. And that is our work. We are all mamas. Say that with me. We're all mamas. And look how good we are at it. Look how good we are at it. And it is because the one power, the one presence has given us that model. It is not because Hallmark decided to make it a national holiday, or a president decided to make it a national holiday, or even from the purest of thought that we want you to stop fighting with each other. Not even that is what gives it its power. What gives it its power is the one presence that we know resides within and all around us. We are being mothered all the time. I'll take an amen. This is how we heal the planet. We remember that we are all mamas. We remember that it's ours to do, to love with all of our heart, and sometimes to give in such a way that it almost looks out of balance. To make that phone call when it's hard. To give that apology when you know it comes from something else. That's mothering. And we're all doing it all the time. And if we could take away all that noise and all that static and all that stuff that causes us to think it has to look like this. If we can do that first with something as simple as Mother's Day, think what the world can look like when we stop drawing those lines, when we stop saying this is what it means to be a mom. What happens to the planet? Think about that. If mother energy changes the way a child takes in information, what can happen on this planet when we stop drawing those lines and we start opening ourselves up and receiving and accepting the fact that we're all mamas, that we are here to mother the love and the joy and the healing and the kindness and the peace that this planet is absolutely willing to receive. Think. What could that look like when all those boundaries were pulled away? I like that thought. And I'm willing to be a mama.
Amen.
I'll take it. Now I have some slides. I wonder if they have anything to do with what we're talking about now. Okay, right. I think this one does, actually. Know love like a mother's love. Know it. Know love like a mama would love you. Like Mother Earth embraces you. Know mother love. And express that. Let's see what else I had to say. Check this out. Love, not dim and blind, but so far-seeing that it can glimpse around corners. That's the eyes in the back of your mother's head. Around bends and twists, an illusion. Instead of overlooking faults, love sees through them to see the secret inside. We're all mamas. This is your job. This is what we came here to do. This is mother's love. This is what we came to be. This is how we're going to show up in the world. What else did I think was a good idea? When you love, you should not say, God is in my heart, but rather, I am in the heart of God. That's a mama's love all day long. I am in the heart of God. And what I know is this. I got a lot of pages here that we're going to go flying through because none of them match now. We have to allow this to be. We have to allow this to be. We have to be willing to let that motherly love express itself through us in a way that not only changes how we see the world, but how the rest of the world has the opportunity to be seen. It's around the corners, it's through the bends, it's through the woods to grandmother's house we go. You are the mama, regardless of your status in life, your gender, your expression. You are the mama. We are the mama. And it is ours to let it unfold and be that expression and not get wrapped up in the hallmarks of the world and not carry that energy that causes us every year at Mother's Day to say, I hate this holiday. I don't hate this holiday. I don't, because I am the mama. You are the mama. You are the voice. You are the mothering. We are the ones that are here to heal this planet, to heal this world. It is up to us, the mamas. And we're here, and we're going to let it be, and we are going to celebrate that in every moment. And so it is.
Some of you may know